guys, my name is Jen Okoye. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscription button, hit that notification bell so that you are notified when I post my videos. And if you're already a family member, welcome once again. Thank you so much for joining us today. So today I'm going to be talking about how Nigerian hospitals almost ended my pregnancy. Just they're about to just off me at this point in time. That's what we're going to talk about today. So grab your popcorn, grab your wine, sit down, relax. Let's get into today's video. So if you watched my first pregnancy recap video, you guys already know the Dr. Shaga whahala that I went through with that doctor in a different hospital. And this hospital I'm talking about are like top hospitals in Enugu State and private hospitals, public, private, all of them. Like all of them moving mad. Every single one of them is moving mad. Like that's just the truth. But this particular one is the one that took the cake for me. So because I I'm an overthinker. I overthink everything, which gives me anxiety. So because of that, I'm anxious about everything. I know when you're anxious about everything, give everything to God and everything trust God. I trust God, trust me, but just I'm just a warrior. That's just me. Yeah? Yeah, let's clear that first. So I knew that I wanted to go to London a little bit earlier than most pregnant people would, because most pregnant people are traveling to America, if you're traveling to UK, they tend to go like in their third trimester. But as soon as I hit my second trimester, I was ready to be, I'm out. Like, and I also just needed my mom to just be around and help and just, take care of her baby. That's just what I needed. So, booked my flight, everything is good. So obviously before I'm able to fly BA or any other airline, I think you would need a fit to fly because they can tell you're pregnant and they're going to ask you, do you have a fit to fly? And that was like, all right, cool, no problem. I went into the hospital. I met with the doctor I was seeing. At this point in time, this was my second or third hospital because I have had to change hospitals because I just felt that the doctors I was seeing and that hospital was incompetent AF. That's what I felt. So I changed hospitals yet again. So in this hospital, at this point in time, I met my doctor. We had our normal antenatal checkup. It was like, all right, cool. You're fit to fly. This is that. According to your last scan, everything is good. Everything looks okay. Gave me my fit to fly letter. And I was like, oh, babe, like, my husband. I went to my husband, oh, let's just do another ultrasound to check everything is okay. Because this was like a day before I was due to fly. So I did a scan. Tell me, tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. This card came back to tell me, Jane Okoye, that my cervix was open. What do you mean that my cervix is open? Like I literally got the scan result and I just like got in the car and I was about to go. We have literally like we were out of the hospital. We went to go and get fuel and I just was going through the scan. I was like, this doesn't look right. Like according to my other report, this is a bit different. So I was like, babe, let's go back to the hospital so that the doctor can explain. But by the time I got back to the hospital, the doctor that I'm seeing wasn't on seat. But another doctor that shares the same office space with him was there. So when I now got there, I was like, oh, doctor, this is what I saw in my ultrasound. Do you know what this doctor said to me? It's after you have gotten your feet to fly that you now want to come and tell us that your cervix is open. The way my mouth dropped on the floor. He was like, as you can see from this report, you're not even fit to fly. You're not fit to fly. Guys, my head was seeing red, but I couldn't even curse this doctor out at this point in time. I was like, you know what, Jane, keep your composure, get your results, find the way forward. And he was like, as you can tell, you're not even fit to fly. So this one you're not be saying that we should give you fit to fly, give you fit to fly. I was like, I said, you've been carrying this thing in your mind since I've been coming for antenatal and I've been asking for my fit to fly. Why are you angry that I'm flying out? If you saw me in your dream, Ejo, Akamadre, my hand is not there. My hand is it was I'm not your problem. I'm not your in this life. In this life, I promise you, I'm not your problem. Tell yourself that. They don't no vex. Every time I think about it, my head used to just scatter. But I still was like, Jane, I need answers right now. So even trying to do mouth words will not work because he can just shut down and say, I'm not talking to you again. And there was no other doctor on seat for me to talk to. So he was like, okay, that if my cervix is open, that means there's this procedure that they do to sew it back so that it doesn't dilate. And then, but I would need to do the test again in 2 days. Sorry, this was like 3 days before I was flying out. It was the Thursday, so I was due to take another test on the Saturday to see if I'm able to fly out on the Monday. Yeah, so this was a couple of days before I flew out. Um, so I was like, all right, cool. How do I called my friend, actually, as we were driving out of the hospital, I called my friend, Dr. Kubi. She's also a doctor, but she's based in Abuja. If you're in Abuja, you need a doctor, please, I beg you, go to her. Compassionate check, knowledgeable check, good doctor check. This is her Instagram handle. Please go, like, if you need any consultation, whether you're in Abuja or not, go to her. She is worth the price. I promise you that. So, I called, I was like, this is what this report is telling me that I'm dilated. She was like, I don't understand. She was like, what's this one again? That am I not going to come to Abuja to come and do a test in the hospital where she works at? And then she said, okay, go to a different hospital and do a test there and see. So I went to a different hospital, another well-known hospital in the state. Did the scan, checked everything. The doctor was like, your cervix is not open. I don't understand. What is that hospital telling you? I was just, do you know how confusing it is that one report is telling you your cervix is open, which means that if it's dilating, it means you're about to go into labor. And I was, at this point in time, I was 19 weeks. So what labor am I going into? What labor am I allowed to go into? None, by God's grace. And then another one is telling you, oh, nothing is happening. What do you believe? Because you don't know yourself. You can't look up to see. So I was so confused. So, um, so this was on a Saturday. I got that report. Sunday, as we were getting ready to go to church, I saw a slight bleeding. Like it was like a spot. But like at this point in time, with everything that have happened to me, if it's a spot, if it's a dip, if it's a tiny, if it's whatever it is, I am going straight to the hospital, child. So I now went back to the first hospital that told me that my cervix was dilated. But for some reason, the ultrasound places are not open on Sundays. Like, I'm not understanding how hospitals don't open on Sundays for ultrasound. What if you now need it for emergency? They will now tell you to call private what is it specialist, so you're paying 3 times the price. Scammers and thieves, I'm gonna tell you that. So we went in there on a Sunday. The doctor was like, this is what we're telling you, you need to be admitted into hospital. This was a different doctor completely. That is only one report is saying is open. Another report is saying is not open, so you have to go to a different hospital entirely, do another scan so that it will be 2-1. God have mercy on my. I was frustrated. I was so frustrated. Trying to find any hospital that's open on a Sunday to do ultrasound is close to impossible. For some reason, it is close to impossible. I said, all right, cool. We had our private hospital where we could call the ultrasound lady, but she usually comes in after church. So that's like around 2 p.m., 3. By the time this was, we're still like at 9 a.m., 8 a.m. Yeah, 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. So I was like, it's too far. I can't even wait that long. I need to know. So this is me and my husband on a Sunday morning. Right Sunday morning, I'm meant to be in church, praising my Jesus. We were driving around the town of Enugu State trying to find a hospital that was open. So thankfully, it's fortunately for me, unfortunately for the person that broke their leg, because somebody had an accident. So the ultrasound doctor had to come in. So, but it's fortunately for me. So you that broke your leg, sorry, it's unfortunately for you, but because of you, God used you to work in my favor. Thank you in advance. Thank you, sir. So that doctor was on C. So literally, as I was coming in, he was closing his door. So he was like, "All right, cool." He did my scan. Thankfully, That report also showed that my cervix was closed. So I went back to the first original hospital and was like, so it's 2-1 at this point in time that is saying that it's closed. You're the only one saying that it's open. So he was like, we're still not sure that I would rather that I don't travel, that I should just be admitted into the hospital so that they will do the procedure to sew it back up. I said, I'm not doing any procedure and I'm not sitting. As you're talking to me, after this conversation, I'm going back to my house. I'm packing my bags and I'm traveling that Monday. I'm going. I promise you that. I promise you that one thing I'm going to do is be in London in the next 24 hours. I promise you that, sir. He was not being like, you see, don't be stubborn. No, we're trying to tell you. I was like, God absolutely have mercy on me because you're trying. What do you mean you want to do a procedure on me to sew what is not open up? That doesn't make sense. Two different hospitals, bigger than your hospital, have told you that it is closed. So he was like, anyway, just to be safe, since you don't want to stay, that we're going to give you one. I can't remember the injection they gave me, but I sent to my mom. So I'll find the picture on my mom's phone and insert it here. They gave me this injection on my legs, on my thighs, sorry, so that it doesn't it stops the dilation. But like the worrying of it, of really and truly, you don't know which report is even right. That's the thing that drives me freaking insane about Nigerian hospital. Like, guy, please now, government help us. We need to help ourselves. Like, let's actually help ourselves in this thing because it doesn't make sense anymore. How I would be going to top hospitals in Enugu State and you're giving me different results. What is it? What is it? Because I'm very sure my body is not that complicated. It's not open tomorrow, closed tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. So I just was like, you know what? Yeah, I trust God. I'm going to travel. I went to go and buy my compression socks because they said you have to have your compression socks on when you're flying as a pregnant woman. I bought my compression socks. You have to be standing up every hour, guys. For the first time, every hour my alarm will go off. I'll stand up, walk up and down the airplane, go back and sit down. My dear, as soon as I landed in London, I booked for a private session in a different clinic to just do a scan to make sure everything is okay. That hospital also told me that my cervix was closed. I was like, ah. So if I listened to that first hospital in Enugu State now, I would have been in Enugu State. They would have done a procedure that I don't know on me when it wasn't even something I needed. Do you know what would Lord have mercy on my soul. No, see, as in the hands of hospitals, I suffered, and that's one thing that's so scary to me because it's like these are your best that you have to offer, and it's still not good enough. It's not even up to par. Like it's so scary. I'm like, I can't even into that rant right now. But that is the story time about how Nigerian hospitals almost me and my baby. But thankfully, God is always faithful. We continue to pray to God, continue to trust in Him because, listen, only His word is coming to pass in my life. Only His. Any other person, I'm sorry, it's not going to work. But yeah, that is the story time about how I almost didn't come to London, how I almost could have been in danger, how Nigerian reports are not true, real, whatever that is. But yes, if you have had a crazy, crazy experience in Nigerian hospitals, please comment below. Let's talk, let's discuss, and see whose hospital is madder than mad. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching this video with me and being here today. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you hit that subscription button, comment, share, and like this video. And I'll see you guys back in a few days. Bye, guys.